I think they're all fine. My motivation is slightly different. We did this last year in La Jolla, right? Down La Jolla, we had the
You should know, yeah.
Yeah, and so the first question that I was asked was, I was on a panel at that stage with a bunch of accelerators, and some very illustrious accelerators who do an amazing job. And the question was, acceleration is an important part of the startup ecosystem, and can you tell me why what you're doing is so important? And I answered the question was, I think actually accelerators are overpriced and add very little value these days. Like 20 years ago, accelerators were amazing, but actually everybody in the ecosystem, all of us included, there's no goods, bads, anything, need to really look at the value for equity that's given and take a hard look at actually what's given back to the entrepreneurs. And I meant it then. And so when you say like this time around, like why do early stage? Well, my motivations weren't so much now it's math for me. But definitely when I started, I kind of looked at the early stage ecosystem or just the venture ecosystem. And my thought as someone who wasn't born here, but certainly feels very much from here right now, was that entrepreneurship has lost its way in a huge way. And that's not the fault of the venture capitalists. It's the fault of the amount of money that is available in venture capital. So when you suddenly have, and this wasn't the case 20 years ago, 10 years ago, best country in the world, like we rocked everything. But now you get some schmuck who gets like $200 million just because their dad just happens to work somewhere. And it's a problem because what happens is the innovation in the country goes through the floor. Now, I've been like massively encouraged in the last year or so with what's happening with AI and how we're like reclaiming our place in a really huge way. But this has been a decline like this for 10 years in a horrible way. We're starting to call companies like Casper Mattress a tech company, or WeWork a tech company, or this garbage that happened for about 10 years. So my view was, look, I don't get to be the one to fix this, but I certainly get to be one of the ones who gets to fight it. And what I wanted to do is put the focus back on the customer again, have us really focusing on building incredible products that customers desperately need, that will transform the way that they work or live or enjoy, and bring us back to a place where we can start looking at what we're building and not turn it into some kind of mini Ponzi scheme that a 12-year-old actuarist who happens to work for a large venture capital firm is manipulating. And so that's why I started.